All right. My son's sleeping, so I'm going to try and make this one quick. Again, shooting from the hip, always going to be shooting from the hip, always going to be a rant. Because I don't fucking know how to do any other type of video, I guess. American greed when buying cars. Americans are the greediest people on the planet, by far. We love to buy new shit, even when we have $2 in our bank account. Eventually, it's got to stop because it's just ruining like everything. Um, you get these. It's almost like the 2008 housing crisis where they're just kind of giving out loans to people who don't have any money to be able to buy new cars. Um, you know, all these loan guys and givers and shit are just giving poor people loans that they can't afford to pay to buy brand new cars, and they're giving them at like 20% interest rates with with like astronomically you know lower payments just to offset that they're going to be stuck in the car forever. And then what ends up happening is they break the throttle, they send it into a wall, and they that's how they get out of their loan. And everyone's just kind of losing money all the way around. But that's I don't know about see what I mean? I rant. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying half the time. I just say shit that pops up into my head. Yeah. So people just fucking get so greedy when they want to buy a new car. It's got to have all the bells and whistles and like the modern day standards. No one can just, God forbid somebody drives something, gets its entire service life out of it, and does the basic repairs to just keep it maintained. Everybody just wants new shit. Everybody in America, I mean everybody around the world too, but America, this is such a big problem in our Western culture. I'm so sick of fucking hearing that word. It's just nobody can live within their means. Everybody's got to have the newest shit. Everyone's got to have to keep up with the Joneses. You know what a big problem of it is? It's social media. Social media is just like kind of the genie out of the bottle. And now that it's here, it's screwing with everyone's mind, especially Zoomers. It gives you this false perception of the real world, of status, and it's killing us as a people. Like the Zoomers are getting brainwashed on TikTok, and the millennials are getting brainwashed on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, I mean it's getting to the point where the greed is making the market for the automotive industry cater to just make as much money as possible. I mean, what am I talking about? It was always like that. They're always just trying to make as much money as possible. But now it's like before, back in the day, people weren't as dumb. And if you wanted to sell a car to someone, like you had to do your homework a little bit, and really kind of sell it to somebody. Versus nowadays, you get these people that they're cutting quality on the car because people come in and uh, that just want something nice and shiny, and it's like people are so gullible nowadays that they just go ahead and buy it, and it's not good, obviously. I listen to I'm not going to name names or say where or what, but let's just say I know car salesmen, I guess you can call them, who gloat and brag about, yep, just sold 6 cars to people that can't afford it and probably don't need it, but I'm making money. You don't know how many times I've heard that, with a smile on their face, and it's sad because half of them are like older people, like old people. And what's funny to me is that you usually think that older people in America means that they're smarter and wiser, but that's just, I guess, not really the case. A lot of the older people that are buying these cars are often pretty damn gullible, and they have no idea what the fuck they're looking at. It's almost like, how the hell did they make it to this point? Um, they lived through, parts and, places in time where technology wasn't as advanced as it was today, and they somehow managed to get to today, and they know nothing about what the fuck they're looking at. Like, they look at a wheel like it's this new concept. So it's pretty weird. And then, of course, all the younger people are like, yeah, I want that one, I want that one. Like, they're pointing at on, when they go get their prize at an arcade, if people still do that, they're looking at the car and they go, yeah, 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 I want that one, I want that one. They're like, well, it's going to be $40,000. No, it's okay. My dad's going to put the down payment down, and my mom is going to, post a picture of me sitting on the hood on Instagram, and I'm going to have my ass hanging out because I can, and that's it. And then these fucking kids, it's game over for them. Uh, and it kind of fucks everything up for everyone else, because that mentality uh, affects the normal people. Because if normal people just want to buy something a little bit more conventional, they have to work 10 times harder to be normal. Like, what's fucked up is that if you want to be normal in today's society in America, you have to work hard, really hard, to be normal, because the inmates are running the asylum, right? I hear that a lot. You have all these fucking idiots who are buying these cars that is just completely unnecessary, and you're fucking with the market off of, the market is always going to be catering towards the side of greed. But it's so, the seesaw is fucking really leaning on one side, and it's fucking all the normal people. So the normal people got to get crafty and creative, to just kind of be normal. And it's not fair. I'm gonna get like fucking 20 comments for that. Fucking life isn't fair, you piece of shit. Whatever. Yeah, life's not fair. Life sucks. It is what it is at the end of the day. I'm just a guy here on the other end of my phone just talking about shit that I think that I know about, but I don't know. Yeah, it's a shame. Car insurance goes up because of idiots. Uh, you know, uh, you could be the best driver on the planet, never get in an accident, always maintain the limit, optimize your fuel economy, whatever. And, the price of gas is still going to go up. Your car insurance is still going to go up. And you know why? It's because someone in your fucking country, or someone in your state, drives like assholes, or, someone in your town drives like assholes. And they ended up killing 10 people in a car accident, and then they jacked up the car insurance in the area by $10. Now have a lot of people get in accidents. Yep, your car insurance is going to be up $100 because of all the people in your area that are assholes. You know what's fucked up about that is like, the ultimate answer is I guess driving cars is just going to be a luxury for the rich, because you have all these fucking morons fucking it up for everybody else, that it's not going to be easy for the, it goes more into like the further separation of the middle class. You're either going to be rich or going to be poor. Eventually, the middle class, if the country is going in the rate that it's going, we're just going to be pushed aside, and we're going to be poor, unless you want to scam people and be the greediest bastard on the planet. Then you'll be rich. If you sell your soul to the devil, then yeah, you can be rich. There's no problem with that, right? It's America. Always gotta make more money and fucking, be on top, But, once you own all the money, it's like, all right, what's next? Do you want to own the galaxy? It's kind of like the evil shit that you see in all the sci-fi movies. It's like, all right, well, once you've taken over this world, is it going to be the next one too? And then fucking world domination, shit like that. So, yep, the middle class is pretty much fucked, and it's being ruined by a bunch of idiots who are getting a bunch of things. A bunch of rich people making it more expensive, a bunch of poor people who act like fucking idiots and, make the cost of things go up. Greed is an issue. Just all the basic human characteristics of this world. Balance is an issue in this world. The seesaw again is always fucking unbalanced, and it always, you know what's funny? It always ends up fucking the middle class. It's like the middle class is just like kind of the weight that's being shifted around the seesaw. Because if you're poor, right? You collect government assistance, and that comes out of our end, and then the rich, it's like, all right, well, the rich are never going to lose their money because the middle class is the one working for them. So if the middle class just fucking goes and fucking throws their hands in the air one day and says, I don't feel like working anymore, they won't just be put in the poor class. And you know what? All the middle class should just go poor and collect government assistance, because you know what? Guess where the money's going to come from? If there's no more middle class, it's going to come from all the middle class should just go on strike and go poor. Let the government pay for everything, and then guess where the money comes from? Comes from the rich. And then when the rich start getting pissed, they're going to fight back against the government and say, you got to solve this. And they're going to be printing more and more money that's going to be worth less and less and less. And then thus the end of our society, because it's just going to fucking start a war. Yeah. Oh my God. I got off topic. I got off fucking topic. What the fuck was I even talking about? Oh, greed in America in the automotive industry. Well, it's all intertwined. I guess it all fucking greed is greed. I guess if you want to loop it into cars, just stop fucking getting the highest trim package because your twat looks better while you're sitting on the hood or something like that. I don't fucking know. It's a shame. It's such a shame. Um, yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. These greedy bastards. You know, those crazy people yelling outside. Typical. Low income area, so of course. Yeah. I mean, all right, let's just stop talking about the problem. What's the solution here? Well, the solution is I think right now the insurance companies need to start forking over the shkadal and stop charging the middle class for car insurance at the rate that they're doing. I mean, that sounds pretty fair. You should jack up the car insurance rates on the people that do bad things. You shouldn't jack up the car insurance rates based on the area. I think jacking up car insurance rates based on the area is stupid, because we need a system based on who's at fault and who's not. If you were going 100 and you rear-ended someone going 55 on the highway and you were going 100, the guy who's going 100 doesn't have car insurance, then your car insurance should be able to fix the damages done to your car or buy you a new car and not have your rates go up. That is it. That's how it has to be. You can't punish someone for buying into your product. That's just bad business. It's like, honestly, car insurance is a scam. It's almost like if you got rid of car insurance altogether, and someone hit your car and you hit them or whatever, it would just it's a free game. It's a shame. Solution. Sorry, I don't want to fucking get off track again. Yeah. So okay, let's say you have. No. I got my boss texting me. You want to work more tomorrow? No. I don't. Thank you for asking, though. Yeah, so what's the solution? Yeah, the solution is justice. I mean, it's justice doesn't make money. And that's the problem, is because they feel like they need to maximize profits in order to continue, but they've got such a chokehold on the system that they're scared. They're making money out of fear. And that's kind of the thing. The fear is what's holding it back from actually prospering. If justice, I feel like, was served, it would actually make things smoother. Like if you get in an accident with someone going 100 and the cop comes and investigates and the guy lies, it should be handled on an individual's level. Now, it's not always going to be looked at like that because we live in an imperfect world with a bunch of people that don't actually give a fuck. The cop's going to go and look at the both of you and go, you two figure it out, which, I guess he fucking said fuck it to his job. And then once the guy just says okay and fucks off, here's the thing. You don't have car insurance on your car. If these are the rules we got to live by, we got to live by them. If you don't have car insurance on your car and you just fucking rear-ended someone, your car gets fucking put on a flatbed and told the fuck out. Put an impound. Well, I'm poor and I have 2 kids. It's like, okay, your life is pretty shit, but we can't cater to the lowest common, I don't want to say lowest common denominator, the lowest, like, we can't make your life more comfortable because you chose not to do, adhere by the rules. And I'm not saying fucking the government's right and adhering by the rules and the insurance company's right, but it's like, where's the limit? You can here's the deal. In my life, every single time I've ever gotten into an accident or know someone that got into an accident, I'll even name it. When I was 17, I had a Honda Civic, and a woman. I got rushed to the hospital that day because I had something. I don't know, something was wrong or something, and I ended up coming back to from the hospital to my school with my parents to go pick up my car, and somebody backed into my car and left the car parked into my car. Mother, was called. There was a play going on in the school. The woman came out and goes, "Oh, he hit my car. It's okay. Shit happens." It's like, no. You hit me. I wasn't even here. I have a fucking wristband on my wrist from the hospital. Don't fucking do that shit. Little to find out, she didn't have any insurance. Of course. So she doesn't have insurance. Cop comes over, looks at me. I'm 17. He says, what are you gonna do? It's just like, what a fucking piece of shit. And she didn't get her car towed. Nothing. She just said, it's all right. Just go back. She went back inside. I'm like, wow, this is fucking ridiculous. And I got fucked for it, of course, because why not? What's another instance? I went to go buy a car. It was a 1987 Camaro with my dad. I was going to fix it up and flip it. And we went to go buy the car. Didn't run, whatever. And the guy had to move his truck in order to get the car out of the driveway. He moved his truck. He didn't have a bumper. He just had this like metal beam on his rear bumper where the bumper would be. He hit his truck. Didn't even fucking look. Like, I don't even know what the fuck he was doing. Didn't even look. And backed straight up into my dad's truck. Pushed the bed off the truck. Literally. And we're just like, what the fuck? And he goes, oh man, I'm sorry. Black dude. Oh, dog, I'm sorry, dude. Shit, dude, I'm fucking sorry. We're like, well, since you ripped the bed off my dad's truck, the guy only wanted $1,000 for the Camaro, and it's gonna cost a fucking more than $1,000 to get another bed and get it painted and put it on the back of the truck. I'm like, all right, how about you just give us the car? He's like, I can't do that. I'm like, well, you just fucking rear-ended my dad. All right, well, I guess, so we're like, hey, what do you want to do? All right, well, we'll call the police. Called the police came. Guy goes, yeah, they hit my truck. And we're like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, you fucking I said, I think I was 18 at the time. The guy was like 30. I said, fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. I'm like, you fucking lying. I'm like, he just fucking backed up right into the fucking truck. I'm like, how you can even see it would have been impossible for our truck to even hit his truck because it just as it did. The cop knew, and the cop, of course, I don't know what to tell you. Of course, guy didn't have insurance. He's like, well, you can press charges. He says, but he probably doesn't have any money. I said, so we're fucked now. Got to get the truck fixed. fucking insurance claim and jacks up the price because he doesn't have insurance. His car didn't get towed. Nothing fucking happens. Nobody fucking does anything because once you're poor, you have invincibility when you're poor because they don't want to enforce the law on you because you already don't have anything. So that mentality, they lean on being poor, and that mentality fucks everything up for everybody else. Because if you live in a nice place and there's a ghetto 10 miles down the street, your car insurance is going to skyrocket because those fucking assholes can't take care of themselves. And it just is what it fucking is. And there's nothing we can do about it. And all these fucking, greedy fucks who live in the nice neighborhoods who are spending their money, oh, fucking buy a new car all the fucking time. They drive like assholes. They get pulled over. It's alright, fucking swipe the credit card. Get another one. They keep fucking spending and spending and spending and spending. The poor is fucking the middle class. The rich is fucking the middle class. And there's so the level of greed. The level of fucking greed. How did I even get on this topic? Again, I got fucking stuck on my rant and I can't stay on topic. See, I wish I could just have a conversation with somebody. Because when I'm off to my own thoughts, I just think over and over and over again of just shit and all these different outcomes of just things that I see and things that happen. And that's a problem. I gotta figure that out. Fuck it, it's my video. But yeah, I mean, stop being greedy. That's really it. That's not gonna happen because as long as social media exists, you're gonna get these fucking. I don't see guys fucking. Flexing. That word flexing, fucking modern day, flexing their car. On social media. Like they kind of just, they do. You know who does? The fucking Gen Zs with their Subarus, WRXs, BRZs, shit like that. They're just like, or their S2000 or whatever. They're just lowered, on stance wheels, and they're like, oh, sick, and they fucking post their videos on social media. But they're not actually hurting anyone. They're just idiots. Well, I take that back. There's a reason why they bumped the antique. They bumped up the laws to own an antique vehicle by 5 years. So I have to be 25 now before I can register a vehicle to be an antique, which is bullshit. It used to be 20 years, now it's 25. Or 21, now it's 25. Yeah, what a fucking bullshit excuse. Yeah. Yeah, it's a culmination of problems. It's a lot of it's a bunch of people who don't give a fuck because they think that money is just this thing, because they make enough of it or they leverage other people to have shit done for them or just something. They nobody wants to take the time to like fully think about this decision. Because when you buy a new car, nobody wants to think of like, well, if I buy this car, how is this going to affect the rest of the planet? Because the reality is nobody actually gives a fuck, and you shouldn't to that extent. You shouldn't, because that's just silly. Fucking, it's like I just took a shit. Is my gas that came out of my ass gonna fucking kill a solar star 20 light years away? Like you shouldn't think about things that deep of a level, but you can just try and be a calm, good person, and slow down on greed because it exists everywhere. Be patient with greed. Don't fucking overcorrect and fucking do things out of fear either. And just how about just try and be a decent human being? Because you know what? I think a lot of it has to do with intention. I think if your intention is to be a piece of shit and just fuck everything else up for everyone, because mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. It's like, hey, you live and you learn. But why does everybody have to? Everybody has to suffer because it's just the way our economy works. Actually, it's just the truth. One man's junk is another man's treasure. You know, it's just the way our economy flows. It's, you know, we make money off of the consequences of other people. You know, why does automotive shops exist? Well, you're performing a labor or a service for the misfortune of somebody else. You know, their engine blew up. It sucks for them. They have to pay this much money, and you get paid to do said job. And then there's the people who control you doing the job. So you're a slave to the people you work for, and those people that you work for are a slave to the government. And the government is a slave to the board members that work in the government. And then there's probably like, I don't know. Yeah, and then they just want to know, all right, well, how much money can we make off of this? And that's pretty much all they care about. So, yeah, it's pretty nuts. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't even know. I gotta make like decimal points. There should be like a podcast or something. I gotta make like decimal points. Or maybe next video I like read people's comments and just argue with them about how they're wrong. I mean, because I could look at all the comments, tooting my own horn, saying how good of a job you're doing, man. Thanks. Nah, I'm just a fucking guy talking on my phone. Yeah. I mean, hey, it is what it is. You know, people are going to be greedy, and then other people are going to have to suffer the consequences for it. And the only solution. Now, you know what it really does? You know what really it fucks it up for nice people. Like, it fucks it up for good people. Because you can be an arrogant piece of shit and still not get in an accident and be like a goody two-shoes. But, like, you can be a really nice person and then, you know, have to suffer the consequences of bad people. That's really, I think, the thing that bothers me the most about it. Is that it just fucks with good people. You know, people just trying to stay in their own lane, not trying to cause an issues, not trying to fucking talk on social media. It fucks it up for them because they were born into a world that is imperfect, and it's just so perfect that they shouldn't even be here. You know, like the world has failed them almost. And, you know, there's a lot of good people who just want to have families and that they can't do it because of the price of, you know, everything nowadays. You know, cars, you know, why? I mean, think about it. Why would your car insurance? I had a conversation with my coworkers about this. I guess their car got rear-ended or something, and the guy didn't have insurance, and their insurance covered it, and it got taken out of their insurance. So, and their insurance rate went up. For what? It's like the insurance company has plenty of money, you know, and the problem is well, we need to feed the people that work for our company. It's like, yeah, well, you know what? It doesn't labor rate doesn't really take that much considering 90% of them work at home. Figure that out. How come the people who actually go out and make the money to make this infrastructure run? Like, because here's the deal. If everyone on the planet stopped using car insurance, do you think that the infrastructure of the world would stop? No. No, the world would continue on. If car insurance was gotten rid of tomorrow, I mean, you'd probably see increases in rates of crime. You'd probably see increases of rates in fatal car crashes. You would see increases rates of, you know, people not making car payments and just stealing. You know, shit like that. You'd see a lot of negatives pop up, but the infrastructure of the world would still work without car insurance. It would be like a great correction, like Thanos kind of like fucking snapping his fingers. It would fucking fuck everything up, but the world would continue on. But I literally just put a fucking Avengers bit in there. Yeah, I apologize. I don't know why I was thinking of that. Well, I was actually watching a lot of Marvel stuff recently. That's probably why. Yeah, but the world will continue on because as it turns out, if you sit on your ass and, you know, work behind a computer screen all day and, you know, you're an insurance guy, you know, your job isn't really that hard, you know, because you're just doing a lot of calls and stuff. So you're not really doing anything. And it's just really it. And, you know, but if all the mechanics went on strike, if all the automotive shops and dealerships went out of business, then this would be like Cuba. There would be such a demand, and then we'd be fucked. Our infrastructure would crumble. We rely on the automotive industry because you ain't getting your food. Apparently, we would be run by other countries for food and for things and shit. Yeah, I mean, if you get rid of all that, we wouldn't have fucking food, we wouldn't have water, our electricity, everything would be fucked because we don't have transportation. Everything is built off of the automotive industry. I mean, yeah, they'll get everything around you today. I'm gonna be clear that a lot of it was built around the automotive industry, the transporting of goods. No more skyscrapers. Sorry, wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen. A lot of the money is being given to people that don't exactly, deserve it. Because it's like, why? It's like you were born into a world when you started making money, the fixed rate that was supplied to you has changed as time went on. So it's not exactly a fixed rate. Like if you were making good money 15 years ago, that means you're making nothing today. If you stayed at the same rate. And the problem with that is the means of living that you lived in before are now illegitimate, and it's forcing you to have to change something that you're suffering the consequences for the people that are around you. Yeah, it's like I'll give you an example. My old house, we lived in a decent part in Rhode Island, and it was a shit farm area originally, like 20 years ago, and it was pretty cheap and affordable to live. The house was like around $200,000, 20 years ago. And as as the house market went up, the house is worth a little bit more than double, just because of housing rate. And a bunch of rich people moved in next door, which made the land value go up, which means that the house's taxes went astronomically through the roof. Now, here's the deal. Because when we moved into there, it was a decent neighborhood because it was safe. There was no crime, there was no murders, there was nothing, because I grew up in South Providence. With anyone that is from Rhode Island knows how bad that is. So you pay the price for being safe. You get fucked over by rich people because their taxes and their land value fucks you in the long run, because you're ending up having to pay for them moving in next to you. Whereas I don't believe in that. I believe the rate that you came in is the rate that you should get. If you bought the house for a nickel in 1972, then the house should still, theoretically, sell it for whatever price you want. You shouldn't have to pay the higher taxes. For other people moving in around you, because it's not your fault. They didn't move in, but you have to, because you have to, for some reason, do that, which I don't really know why, because I'm stupid. What does this have to do with cars? Again, rants. I just keep fucking spinning it off. Yeah, I mean, it's just pretty nuts, and a lot of it's greed, because even in the housing market, it's all markets really, even in the housing market, you move into a house and nobody's selling it for what they think it's worth. They're always selling it over like a shit ton of money, and they're fucking up the housing market for other people, because now people like me can't afford to buy one because they fucked it up so much. They were so gluttonous in their greed of having to make as much money as possible while the opportunity was available to them. It is what it is, and thus continues the cycle of greed. Because in order to survive, you have to give in to the shit in order to do the things in life you want. Like, I want to be able to have my cars, I want to have a family, and I want a home. Now, the only problem is the only real solution is I have to make as much money as possible, because there's really no other way around it. I can't live a normal life in the generation I grew up in. You have to have a fuck ton of money to survive, or your quality of life is gonna suck. Because I want to travel, I want to see the world. I feel like I was put on this world, and if you don't do anything with it, what the fuck's the point? I want to be able to have a family and teach them and have a wife and have a house and have the cars and go racing and do all the things that I want to do. And the only real answer is I need money. And everybody else needs money just like the rest. And the problem is a lot of fucking greed, because people don't know when to stop. People don't know when to stop. It's like a fucking habit. It's like once you have it all, we just gotta keep getting bigger and fucking bigger and bigger and bigger. And then one car isn't enough. 20 cars aren't enough. 30 cars aren't enough. When's it gonna be enough? Because you're fucking it up for everybody. Like I always wanted an 8086. And when I first got into them, you could find them everywhere, dirt cheap, and nobody cared. Nowadays, you're going to be spending 10 grand for one with a shit engine, an automatic transmission, garbage. It's not even worth it. But people want top dollar because all the fucking popular people buy them, fuck them up with their greed, and just take that opportunity away from other people. And I'm probably never going to be able to own one. So what I do is I buy cars that nobody else likes, and I try not to talk about it, because I don't want the hype around them to be drawn to where they become mainstream. Because the second certain things become mainstream, it fucks it up for everybody. Like, just fucking people should just kind of stay in their lanes. Don't fuck it up for everybody else. You want your 30 cars because you worked hard. Well, here's the difference. You may work hard, and then you get to the point where you can't afford to buy those 30 cars. But then it gets to the point where the money is just recycling itself, and it's almost a hands-off operation. I feel like when you get to that point, you should stop. Start thinking about, how can I help people with the money that I have? How can I incorporate things? Like, when I see all these popular, because I'm jealous, when I see all these popular, famous automotive YouTubers, and, how many fucking millions of dollars I have or whatever, it's, hey, I just bought this. I just spent 10 grand on that. I just spent 25 grand on that. I spent fucking 30 grand on that. Just bought 2 Ferraris. The whole point is, I feel like once you've made that kind of money, you really need to start, how can I use this money to help other people? And in their eyes, they're going to be like, well, I provide content, which is my goods and service. It's like, yes, you are, but it only kind of supports the problem, because a lot of people who watch you spend thousands of dollars on your car probably have no money. And like all the people who wear your t-shirt, like that's another thing. They fucking sell t-shirts. Like, if you're a cool, down-to-earth guy, and it's like, hey, half the fucking donations are going to charity or whatever, something, anything, like, or fucking Africa, I don't know. Like, yeah, it'd be looked at better. But then it's like, who the fuck wants to walk around a t-shirt with some fucking YouTubers? I feel like that's weird. Like, who wants, like, oh, I gotta buy my merch. It's just like, no, I feel like that's really weird. Buy my keychains. I don't know. Like, it'd have to be something. I feel like if I had to sell something to somebody, it'd have to be something halfway fucking decent. Because I wouldn't sell crap. Buy my water bottle. So you don't even fucking have anything to do with water. Like, like, stay in your fucking lane. I don't know. Because it is just capitalizing on, the fame and the fortune. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, whatever. There's a lot of greed, and it fucks it up for everybody. That's about it. I don't know what else I'm fucking gonna say. I hope everyone kind of understands the way I talk. I probably talk about the topics that I want to talk about for like 5 seconds, and then I just stop talking about them because I get distracted and I have all these ideas shooting around, and I don't know, maybe I should write it down on paper. Or write people's comments down on a piece of paper. Yeah, you know what? I think next video I'll do that. I'm gonna do that now, actually. I'm gonna read people's comments and start writing them down. And maybe I'll make a video on people's facts, about their comments. Or I'll take pictures of it on my phone or something. All right, see you later.